All right, that was season 1, episode 3 of Attack on Titan.
Yes, it was.
I get you. I want to see it in slow-mo to see what they're doing. It looks like there's... What launches the hook? Is there, like, some propulsion system?
Do they, like... Or is it
looks like
button?
It's, like, mechanic. Like,
yeah. I want to understand more about that. But, like, to think that if he hadn't had the faulty clasp that whole time, he would have been perfectly fine and wouldn't have had to have those moments where he was feeling like his goal was slipping out of his fingers. But honestly, it was probably really important to have that for his character. It
definitely was, but I immediately thought, oh my god, was he messed with? Was it he tampered with?
Yeah.
Could it have been... She's my favorite character, Mikasa. Could it have been her trying to send him home?
I mean, she said she'd go with him, but I don't know if she would do something so
I agree.
Directly to impede his goals. I think she just kind of was possibly hoping that it was not fated to be, and...
I got a weird vibe that it was tampered with, though.
Yeah.
For a second.
I mean, but it's super impressive he was able to do what he did, even with it being
It shows his
defective.
Willpower.
Yes. And the sergeant, whatever his title is, knows Eren's dad, and seemingly in a way that he was really hopeful that Eren would do well. And I think that's going to be some awesome relationship development between them later on as Eren is training. To have, like, a sergeant cheering you on and, like, pushing you to get better, specifically you because he already has a connection to your family, would be really good for Eren's character.
Definitely. We met a couple characters, right? Mm-hmm. We met Jean. He's the one who had a crush on Mikasa, who wanted to be in the military police regiment and to live in the interior.
Yeah.
I wonder if you get, like, paid more for being, like, for that being your job, or if that's like...
Probably. I mean, wouldn't the king pay you more to be protecting him directly?
Yeah, but you're probably never gonna see action, right?
Which is why they want to be there.
Yeah, for safety.
They don't want to have to come up against a Titan. They don't want to fight. But I think they brought up that there's societal pressure for people to join the cadets.
Yeah.
Even if they don't necessarily want to fight. So it would make sense that those people would just join the police and or probably protect the walls.
Without a doubt, those people who join from societal pressure, who've never seen a Titan, who are just kind of all carefree right now, the first instant that they see them and they're close to them, they are all going to freeze.
I wonder how they're going to kind of get them over that without putting them in direct danger.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you could prepare to that extent after, like, seeing that in person, dude.
Maybe they take them to the top of a wall to look
that's a good idea.
On the smaller Titans that are trying to, like, kind of push up against the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll take them somewhere where they can have, like, a bird's eye view.
More of, like,
even though I don't think that's going to really do, like, everything for them.
Yeah.
Especially if you're, like, up close or you're watching a Titan's destruction. I don't know.
If you had managed to, like, capture, like, wall in, like, a tiny one, then you could have, like, a bunch of people looking out for you, and you could get a little hands-on experience.
I was wondering if they, for the sake of training further down the line, if they do kind of keep a smaller Titan to kind of desensitize people to it. 'Cause, like, why couldn't you, like, capture, at least, like, maybe you aren't good enough to kill, but maybe you can capture and, like, keep caged one of the smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
They vary in size a lot. So.
Yeah. We met Coney Springer.
Yeah, he's lively.
Yeah,
he was like, I did so well, but he was like this the whole time.
Yeah. It's natural talent. I like him. We met Sasha Bros, which is the potato girl. Yeah, she was funny. She had some cool scenes.
I liked her, yeah.
I don't know. I probably missed her name. The blonde hair, blue eyes, who saved a piece of food for her and water.
I don't think we were told who that was.
But
the other girl that came up to them after was one of the ones that was shown when it was like some of them are hardened
like
by
they've
what
seen
they
shit.
saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of the people that they showed.
We met Rainer Braun, who was the one I think who had the big brother energy. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
ODM gear is omnidirectional mobility. So that's like what to refer to their equipment as. And they referred to the two Titans as the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan.
So the Armored Titan was that like bigger,
with the
broader
blonde hair.
one. Was it blonde or like gray? Gray blonde, like a silver.
It could have been. Oh, you know what? I think it was a silver. Yeah.
So it was like skin ripped off Titan is Colossal Titan.
Yes.
Yeah.
They both seemingly appeared in quick succession, right? Mm-hmm. I have so many questions.
And then we kind of learned that there's like a hierarchy of the towns that they would want to save because they didn't get word to the mountain villages. And like obviously they got word as quick as they possibly could to Aaron's because the Colossal Titan just kind of like lightning bolted there. There was kind of no time. But it sounds like majority of people at least were told ahead of time to get out of there, so there was less casualties, except for those smaller towns.
It seems like that hierarchy of towns would be dictated by like what they brought to the interior towns, like more food, more resources kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very brutal, man. This whole world is extremely blunt, brutal, and harshly realistic. I am very glad that we didn't like skip this initial training. I think it's really cool to see the people or the cadets learn to use or test out their use in the ODM gear.
Yes. I'm glad to see that because, you know, I don't think I would be good I don't know if I would even be good at that. Like, so I'm like, of course you would see them training with that gear because, like, not everyone could freaking do that.
I'm trying to think how the ODM gear works. Like, there's no way it's like a gunpowder thing because like they use it so quick. Maybe it's like a CO2 thing, like in like airsoft guns.
I'm sure we'll learn. I'm sure we'll meet someone who like is a tech for them or builds the gear or something. Oh,
that'd be so sick.
Or repairs the gear.
Yeah.
There's probably like going to be people who maybe they're not sent to the fields, but there's going to be people who are meant to maintain gear, check gear, kind of work in the military still and in the cadet still, but more as like a maintenance.
How do you get there? Do you go would you go to cadet to that, or would you specialize in that from the beginning? Don't you think Armin, like, not that he would do it, but he's really smart. He could be like come up with inventions or different ways to.
I could see him coming up with inventions in different ways, but I could also see him being the person who comes up with last minute. What the hell should we do? Now?
He could plan.
And he could be like, okay, Mikasa, do this. And then she'd be like, okay.
Mikasa's such a badass, dude. She's so cool.
And then Aaron would be like, oh, I'm going to do what I want to do. And she'd be like,
yeah.
I really hope that there is not a time where oh my gosh, if he is face to face with the Titan that killed his mom, I don't think any superior is going to be able to get him to not attack blindly without... And he could be a casualty. It could be that someone has to, like, step in.
I don't want it to be Mikasa.
But I don't think he could control himself with seeing that same Titan.
Agreed. Which scares me for everybody.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna... So, it seems to me that all these characters that we met this episode are gonna be reoccurring somewhat. Like Jean, Coney, Sasha, Thomas Wagner, Rainer. A lot of names.
I have heard some of the names before. Just as names. Purely just as names attached to the series. So that excites me.
I don't think I've heard any of the names. Like, I think I heard Aaron, Armin, and Mikasa, like, maybe. But any of the other names that we learned today, I don't think I've heard in, like, pop culture, I guess. Or,
I've
like,
heard
Hot
Rainer.
Topic.
I've heard Rainer. Maybe he's, like, important character. Maybe just a lot of people like him.
Maybe.
But he had big brother energy, so I understand them liking that relationship he could have with Eren, where he's kind of like a protector a little bit, someone for Eren to get advice from.
How do you get to the military police regiment? Because, like, I had thought, like...
Well, they want people that are super skilled.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if after, like, you're completed the cadet course, then you can, like, apply to different things.
At the moment, we're seeing that you can't get through unless you're good and you're able to have an ability to do any of the skills.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they kind of just... It's almost probably like a military school here, where you... At graduation, you decide what branch, what job you're gonna do. So I'm guessing it's probably like that.
Mm.
So it's more like you get to decide. But I'm sure there's some recruiting going on at the end. We might see some, like, recruiters from the different
do you think
jobs.
You'd apply and then you could get rejected? Like, do you think that if you apply to the military police regiment, people could be like, no, we don't want you?
Well, think about it. The military police, none of them are dying. So they probably have a healthy amount of them. They probably don't need any more.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I think it's probably a very hard job to get because there isn't a demand as much for, you know, the other jobs, like the scout regiment, who probably definitely need new recruits.
It's a scout regiment, I feel like, might be propelled, like, the desire for that by the upper government, because I feel like there would be more casualties in the scout regiment, so they tried to get more people to join it so there'd be more resources for the rest of them who are living inside the walls.
It seems like they are not against sacrificing people.
Oh, God, no.
So that there's no food shortages.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Does suck.
Though I fully believe that Armin's grandfather knew what was happening.
Oh, yeah.
And totally was like, well, yeah, I will sacrifice myself so that kids like Armin can have more food, you know? So, like, I'm sure some of the people who went knew kind of why they were going.
It's so... Like, at least people who go to the scout, or the cadets, they have some sort of training, right? To just be sent out with, like, a pitchfork. Like, are you, like, come on, man. Like, you don't even, like, that's just so brutal.
What's a pitchfork gonna do? You know? A cannon didn't even do anything. Like, come on. That was just, like, false protection. Making them feel a little bit like they could defend themselves, but not really. So it really was just a sacrificial, fake military operation.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Dad...
I'm
Grisha. Thinking now that we're not going to see him anytime soon because of the fact that the sergeant knows him.
What is he doing? Like...
He's in the interior, right? As a doctor?
Yeah, but why does the sergeant know him? Is he that important? Like, is he...
I'm guessing he's probably pretty important.
Me too.
Which then begs the question, why was he living so close to the outside in one of the outer areas? Why wasn't his family... Maybe he wanted to live there?
We theorized that maybe it was for part of a work kind of thing. Like, and maybe he needed to be closer to the Titans.
Maybe he needs to be closer to the Titans. Maybe him and his family moved there because of the pandemic that he was helping. Epidemic.
We're so used to
pandemic,
this world.
Sorry. Maybe he was there because those were the people that directly needed medical attention.
Well, if you think about, like, if you're the scout regiment and you're leaving the wall to go to the outside and you're hurt and you're injured, the quickest medical help you'd get is the most outer ring, right? So that would make sense for a doctor to be there.
Yeah, that does make sense.
All right, I think that's all I have for this episode,
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
I don't think he could control himself with seeing that same Titan. I don't think he could control himself with seeing that same Titan.